Today we'll be talking about the 4 phyla of fungi.
Basmycota, Deuteromycota, Zyomycota, and Asmycota.
And how they're unique and individual.
Would you look at this? Looks like somebody left some yeast out here. You must have been baking something. The thing about this is that it doesn't look like fungi, but it actually is. It falls under phyla Ascomycota. This is how it reproduces. Ascomycota reproduction, the fruiting body are made up of asci. These asci have cross walls. The two asci come together and fertilize to make a zygote. These zygotes go through meiosis, creating 4 haploid cells. The haploid cells go through mitosis, creating 8 to 16 ascospores. These ascospores grow into hyphae. Hyphae can either go into asexual reproduction or continue going through sexual reproduction. 2 hyphae, a negative and a positive hyphae, would come together and the gamtangium would fuse into a fruiting body. In asexual reproduction, specialized hyphae release and form conidiophores from their tips. They grow into mycelium, which can go into asexual reproduction or back into sexual reproduction.
Basmycota fungi are found all over the globe. They are eukaryotic heterotrophs that eat dead and decaying plant matter by releasing digestive enzymes into the plant matter.
Is that Deuteromycota fungi you see? It is, you can notice by since it's eating on the plants. This fungi is known as an imperfect fungi because many scientists don't even have enough material to tell how it is produced sexually. So far it's known that it's produced asexually by a process called conidia. Conidium is a spore that is produced in a sporangia process. Most Deuteromycota live near plants since they feed off them as parasites. They destroy them and completely just eat them. More examples of Deuteromycota are such as athlete's foot, ringworms, vacuum.
Deuteromycota is one of the most important fungi in modern society. It forms a basis for penicillin, which is the most well-known antibody in the world.
Crockett. Look at what we have over here. We have some Basidiomycota fungi, possibly one of the most well-known types of fungi on the earth. There are well over 30,000 species of this type of fungi. Now these ones right here are in the early stages of reproduction and are just beginning to grow. This one over here, however, is already reproducing. These things right here are also known as gills. They're lined with tiny basidia. Each basidia contains haploid cells that will then fuse and undergo meiosis to create basidiospores. These basidiospores will then fan out and cover this area with trillions of spores. These basidiospores then germinate and turn into primary mycelium. These primary mycelium then fuse and be fused with another mycelium and then become secondary mycelium. These mycelium can stay underground for years, growing in hundreds of meters in size before sprouting up on the ground, like these buttons over here. These buttons will eventually then turn into fruiting bodies like this, and the cycle will continue. Now what's really interesting about these fungi is that they don't grow through cell division. They grow by rapidly intaking water. Mycota like to live near dead and decaying plant matter, like in this area. What they do is they release enzymes that they can then use to digest the plant material. Let's go and discover more fungi.
Our final fungi that we'll be talking about is Zygomacoda. Zygomacoda are very unique because of the characteristic of having chitin. Chitin is only known with Zygomacoda. Also, one that you may know of, bread mold. If you look at bread mold underneath the microscope, you can see thin tangled hyphae that are known as rhizoids. The rhizoids release enzymes that digest the food. Most of these are found near other decaying plants in soil. So Zygomacoda are one of the most diverse groups of fungi. In sexual reproduction for Zygomacoda, spores are released. Those spores go into hyphae, and those hyphae start becoming into this root structure, which is called rhizoids. Rhizoids become into stolons that have a positive and a negative side. When both of those mate, they form a gametangia, as seen right here. Those gametangia forms into a zygospore, which soon will become back into a fruiting body, and the cycle starts all over again. For asexual reproduction for Zygomacoda, spores are released. Those spores start becoming into hyphae again. Those hyphae also become rhizoids, which are the roots type of structure. From that, they go back into the fruiting body, and the cycle will keep going on.
Thank you guys for watching.
We hope you learned about the 4 different Malaya fungi.
Have a nice day, guys.